So this comes from NBC News. A bipartisan report on Trump's shooting identifies Secret Service tech issues were quote unquote preventable mistakes. And I love this because in the byline here, it says one senator calling it a who's on first finger pointing session. That tells you right away how the age of the senator that said that. So we know it's somebody that's been there for a very long time. Now, the Secret Service made a series of foreseeable and preventable mistakes to the lead up of the first attempt to assassinate Donald Trump. In July, it allowed the gunman to fire shots that killed Trump rally attendee and grazed Republican presidential nominee's ear. Senators in both parties charged. It was, I believe, 4 weeks until we got a narrative from Secret Service saying we had nobody there.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it's not even that, but like she came unprepared. What was her name? Cheadle?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think her last name was Cheadle. I forgot her first name. But
you're fired.
Yeah, but she came in and was like, and they kept on asking her. It was like, do you think that this is? Do you think you're going to resign after, all the failures that you had up to this point? And of course, there were some the congressional members are talking about, and this is talking about gun violence, blah, 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 and tried to make it into something completely different. We're not talking about that now. We're going to stay on point.
I'm like this here. I'm not saying.
Yeah. What's that?
I was looking to see if her name was in this article. It's not here.
Oh, they don't. They want to distance themselves from her as much as possible. I wonder what she's doing nowadays. I wonder which house that she got in Maui.
So in Maui, she better have a blue roof. But it's just wild to me that the Secret Service can go through, have total control over all the security systems that's going on there, and that there's multiple failures in check. I mean, we had police, we had bystanders, we had people, Secret Service themselves saying, "What's going on? I've got this guy. What's going on?" And there's just, we don't know. We don't know.
There was a failure in communication between the local police and the Secret Service as well. There was no communication channel. So how in the world, in something like that, and then when you add on top of that he had a lackluster Secret Service detail to begin with, things start to add up. Because that's way too many coincidences that are happening for my liking or for really anybody's.
Yeah, even in the article, it says that the Secret Service, quote, did not ensure it could share information with local law enforcement partners in real time. So is it the Secret Service's end? It's right here. Is it law enforcement side? Is it Secret Service side? Is it a mixture of both? Is it because we switched off of Nokia stuff that lives forever, and now we're into smart technology? Like,
those things will never die.
You know what I mean? I mean, I hear Hezbollah's got great pagers, but I don't know. But I mean, that's a callback. But it's
come with a bang.
It's just wild to me that. What does this tell us as Americans?
Mm-hmm.
Secret Service gets a lot of money to do nothing. I mean, and I want to say Secret Service does great things, but this is a slip up of the peak of slip ups.
Exactly. No, but when you, I think the way that it goes is, how when you have National Guardsmen and they're in the areas, mm-hmm. And how there's a hierarchy system. So the National Guardsmen can't just go in and infiltrate because, you're dealing with local and city police or whatnot, and they're the ones that know the area. So therefore they're the ones that are in charge. You're just there for backup. I think when it comes to a situation like this, it's the opposite, because this is a rally for a federal position in a private area, if that makes sense. So within that private area, the Secret Service are the ones that are supposed to, have the ground. And then of course the officers are the ones that are supposed to secure the perimeter. If they see anything, they're the ones that are supposed to respond while you're able to get the, I don't know what you would call the nominee, that there's code words or whatnot, but get them back into safety and out of harm's way. So I'm pretty sure there's different rules for different situations, different rules of engagement.
Have any of you worked security before? Like any kind of security company?
Not a company. I mean, I worked for high school.
Okay. So, as I understand it, you have three basic layers of defense. You've got the perimeter, you've got the inner layer, and then you've got this high secure location. So whenever you see Trump and there's that center stage of like 20 feet away from him, and that's only for Secret Service, that is the inner sanctum that does not get breached, period. Granted, the perimeter or the inner sanctum is, or the second layer there, that's usually held by either the event staff or by local law enforcement. The perimeter is usually dealt with B cops that handle like the street aspect of stuff, or pencil pushers that get thrown out to the streets. But in this case, even the beat cops were like, hey, there's a dude on the roof with a rifle. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's just a shame. It's just an absolute shame. That's all it is.
It really is. But I mean, it's clear that there was there were issues with communication between the Secret Service even themselves. And I think that they were so embarrassed by it that they had to push it off as long as they could, because they knew that they had no answers.
I want to know who short sold DJT stocks. I want to know who short sold that a week or a month ahead of time.
We talked about that on one of our episodes. There were a couple of people, and I think I brought it up too. I'll have to go back. Maybe you will bring it back up on Friday.
Maybe. But I've got control Fridays. You gave it to me. That's your fault.
All right. So what else we got on the docket here?
Well, what we can do is a quick sneak peek for Fridays if you want.
Yeah, let's do it.
Something I was looking at on Fridays. This is great. So do you know what day P. Diddy was arrested?
I do not.
Okay. P. Diddy was arrested September 16th. Okay. Okay. September 16th. You want to guess the Johnson & Johnson stock portfolio?
Oh, no.
It shot at September 16th down from 167 to 164 in 2 days when P. Diddy got arrested. Coincidence?
Oh, boy.
Are
you going into the future right now?
Maybe.
Possibly.
I'm preluding for FAFO Fridays.
Yeah.
It's all about Diddy.
I can't wait for FAFO Friday, bro.
Yes.
Peter, Paul, Blumenthal, and Johnson. That is a joke in the making with that headline by itself. They released a bipartisan report examining the U.S. Secret Service security failures and assassination attempt on former President Trump. This goes into a lot of insider information of what they have gotten from Homeland Security and an official press release from Homeland Security. Spoiler alert, there's not much we haven't already talked about. The only people who are the most upset with the Secret Service is for people who might have an opportunity to be in presidential areas. That is it. Pelosi's not even complaining. What does that tell you?
Well, I mean, she's got a lot on her plate too with January 6th findings that just came out this week. So she's got to play ball right now.
And NVIDIA stock.
Ooh, I forgot about that one. Folks, we're giving you some inside deets. So if you want to go check it out for yourself.
But essentially, the biggest takeaway from this was they failed to clearly define responsibilities in planning for security at July 13th rally. They failed to ensure the building was effectively covered. They failed state and local law enforcement. They failed to provide resources. They failed to communicate about suspicious person. They failed the drone computer system. They said it had a technical issue and couldn't be operated for hours. That right there is too many failures at one day.
It says right here, with no backup systems, USS agent responsible for overseeing the CUAS capabilities in July 13th rally called toll-free 800 tech support hotline to start troubleshooting with the company, which took several hours. only had 3 months of experience working with that equipment and lack of knowledge about it. That's what?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the better guy was watching Joe Biden on the other side of the county.
Yeah, right. That's
speculation.
That's speculation. Let's go.